Hey guys, on today's video, as part of our continuing series on Bring That Mercedes Back from the Dead, I'm going to be showing you how to change your pre-filter and your regular spin-on filter on your Mercedes diesel. Now, the previous episode we did the diesel purge. We ran 2 bottles of purge through the engine, and now after you do that, you're going to need to change the filters. So I'm going to just start up at the top here. This is the pre-filter right here. I'm sorry, this is the spin-on filter, and I'm just going to loosen this bolt here. And let me get something to catch what may fall. Sometimes it can make a little bit of a mess. Okay, and I'm just going to loosen this bolt. Okay, once it's loose, you can just spin it on. It spins off, I'm sorry, just like most oil filters. In fact, a lot of people mistake this for an oil filter. There we go. I'll show you what this looks like a little later. Well, anyway, so the I don't know if you guys can see this, the O-ring that we want to replace is right here. And just make sure that there's nothing on the bottom there. We're going to take a paper towel, wipe that down, and I'll show you what the O-ring looks like. Alright, so here is my new O-ring right here. And there's actually 2 of them on here, but generally you just pretty much just replace this top, or the one closest to the bolt head. Okay, just slide it out of the groove. Now, unlike the O-rings on the oil filter stand, these oftentimes will still have some pliability to them, even when they're pretty old. But it's a good idea to go ahead and replace it. Okay, so the O-ring is now in there, and I've already wiped the bottom of the oil filter housing off. Right there. And there was a lot of crud on there. I'll do it again. Okay. Now I'm going to take my brand new oil filter here, and if you want, you can lubricate the seal right here with a little bit of diesel fuel if you have it. I'm just going to use just a touch from the old filter. I mean, you don't even hardly need just a drop of it. Okay, then I will put the bolt back in. Okay, just like that. And then I'll go ahead and put the filter back up here. If you're having trouble getting this on because it can be a little tight in here, if you'll lift the bolt up just a little bit, okay, like I'm doing, and then start it that way, you can feel it engaging the threads. Because if you don't have it at the perfect angle, you'll sit there and fight with it because there's just not a lot of clearance here. Alright, so once I get it pretty much hand tight, I'm going to hold the filter and just snug the bolt up. Okay, just like that. That's perfect. All right, next we're going to work on the pre-filter. All right, here's where it can get a little messy, or more messy. I've got a brand new pre-filter here. It's clear. I like these Hinks because you can see through them. A lot of the ones that you buy now are opaque and you can't see through them, so I'm going to loosen the easiest way to do this that I've found is to loosen the bottom where the little secondary hose goes into the primer pump, and just bring the whole assembly up here where you can work on it. All right, so now I'm going to disconnect this and put this in this side. Okay, I'm not going to tighten it just quite yet. Then I'm going to take this piece here, and it's just a lot easier to do it from up here than it is down there. Okay, and then I'll put this end on the filter. Now I want to make sure I got these clamps orientated so that it's easy to get at it with the screwdriver. Now we can actually see what's in the filter. Now, here's where, if you did not have a good working primer pump, that you would be in trouble. This is empty, the fuel filter, the main one, and the secondary one, or the primary one, sorry. So here's where you need to, and I want to show you guys this, because I would not have been able to fill this back up with the old primer pump, because it would have just been leaking and sucking air everywhere. So this, so easy. Okay, so this is a little disturbing, but this thing is just full of debris. Let me see if I can crack that open and show you guys. This is what we really want to look at. All right, now that is disgusting. Black. That could be algae. It could be some just debris and sediment in the tank. These filters are tough. Alright, so it's a very similar construction to an oil filter. It doesn't have an anti-drain back valve, but you know, there's not a lot of junk in there. And of course this is black. I don't see any chunks of anything. And I think, if I remember correctly, I put this on years ago. Before I parked it, but it's catching stuff, which is what it's supposed to do. So there's no leaks, everything's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and discard all this stuff. We don't need that anymore. Hopefully this is helping you guys, whether you have a Mercedes or not. Maybe you have a diesel. You know, they're all going to have the same basic maintenance requirements. There may be a little bit different application and execution from model to model or make to make, but you know, the principle is the same. Even if you have a gas engine, you know, you need to do your fuel filter maintenance, minus the purge, of course. Anyway, guys, thank you for sticking with me. A lot more videos to come. There's a lot of exciting videos to come. I can't wait to start buffing on the car. There's still a lot of maintenance items we got to do. Got to get those tires, but I got to get the thing roadworthy first. There's a few more things we need to do before I got the guts to take it out on the road. So I will see you guys on the next video.